All the way from Atlanta, Georgia, right? This is the first time I ever heard this guy, but you know what? Some good stuff come out of Atlanta, Georgia. So I know he ain't gonna disappoint. I want y'all to make some noise real quick. See.
I'm actually from here.
We went to high school together.
I do live in Atlanta, but I'm coming back home.
We got two.
Before he walks out of that door, and before he tries a joint, before he gets drunk for the very first time, before he ever makes up his mind to make a point, before he loses his virginity, before he gains a reputation, before he is influenced by the world around him, before he forgets his way and finds himself waiting for a bus that'll take him where he has to be rather than where he wants to go. Because no one ever paid attention to him or what he was doing, so before we let him go, somebody say something. Somebody say hi before he tries it. And show him what it means to not be focused, and just remind him that he doesn't need marijuana to manifest. Rather tell him how hemp is hopeless. And I hope this is no knock to those who feel the need to make herbs a dietary supplement, but I've done a study of my own, and statistics show that an off the state of awareness may enact subsequent failure. And there's no need to tell you how many brothers have already smoked away chance after chance to advance in a society that stands on a platform that pales in comparison to anything right. But for just these moments, we might want to oblige. If not for our people, let's just say it's for our pride, so we can be proud of him because he stood for something. And he couldn't stand smoke, so we never started smoking. And as a child, he realized that drugs were no joking matter. And let's hope that he'll learn an important lesson before he finds out the hard way and before we find out what happens after. Somebody say something. Before he goes out into this world not knowing the difference between free will and freedom.
Come on, brother.
It makes the mistake of not making the distinction that free will is from God and freedom is from this country. And once he appreciates the difference, he'll know what it means to hear certain things. And certain things can only be heard if you listen.
That's right. That's
so
right.
maybe he'll listen to his heart before he listens to his homeboys.
Right.
But he won't have to look so far for answers. Friends can give you advice, but they can't give you chances. This is real life. This ain't no dress rehearsal. No second chances. He better get it real right now. And he probably doesn't know that because we don't show him.
Hello.
And what he doesn't know is what he knows is way more important than who might know him. And where he is only a starting point for where he's going. And even though he might mean to mean the best, when he becomes a man, meaning means nothing. He'll have to make a decision to become a man of his word.
Hello.
And that's probably something that he's never heard. So somebody say something. He's already predispositioned to lack thereof.
Hello.
Lack of funding and moral guidance. Lack of responsible individuals that will hold him liable and won't just lie to him. Lack of positive reinforcement with examples of success. Rather, will expose him to poverty. And the notion it suggests, more than likely, he'll never hear from those who made it how to do just that. Because those individuals are never so accessible. Once they move up, they do just that.
Come on, man.
And he already has to deal with a father who's invisible. And the mother who holds him responsible for that. And the system that'll teach him nothing of his past and won't necessarily prepare him for his future. Don't they understand that it takes more than nature to make a boy a man? What he will have to understand is that when it comes to his stance, what's in his pants, it's useless. But they'll have him believe that he can just use it whenever. And they won't teach him about the pain that comes with that pleasure. Nor will they tell him that his body is a temple. And what's down there is treasure, to be found by someone special. And special ain't the woman that makes him feel nice. Special is the woman that'll make him feel life.
Come on.
By marrying him, she'll make him feel right. So somebody tell him to wait. Is there anyone out there that hates to see illiteracy more than I do? I'm not saying you have to conjugate verbs and nouns like I do, but these little young black men, they sound like foreigners. And it's almost as if they try to. But maybe that's because we'll read them their rights before we read to them at night. We'll wait till they go
That's
wrong
it.
before we try to lead them right. And then blame it on their songs and their situation.
Right.
Can anyone just stand up and be held accountable? There's an entire generation out there waiting, but no one seems to be concerned. So maybe we'll send them to church so the preacher can tell them they're burned. If you keep trying to hide the truth,
Okay.
that's exactly what they'll learn. So somebody say something. Tell him that the only thing that matters is that he matters in the end. And if he doesn't find himself, then he himself won't matter to his friends. And you tell him that real men believe in God. And we love one another. And we find beautiful wives because we love our mothers. And saw to it that our sister didn't find it so hard to find someone worthwhile. And if she has any glimmer of hope inside of herself, then she'll teach this to her child. And he'll grow up to be the father that I never had. And to have respect, honor, dignity, and compassion. For the reality is, faith is a concept, yet one not so hard to grasp. I hope some little boy hears me before he walks out of that door, and before he tries to join, before he gets drunk for the very first time, before he ever makes up his mind to make a point, before he loses his virginity, and before he gains a reputation, before he is influenced by the world around him, before he forgets his way and finds himself waiting for a bus that'll take him where he has to be, rather than where he wants to go. Because no one ever paid attention to him or what he was doing. And before we let him go, somebody say something. That's that point.